With the announcement of Valve's new Steam machine and other hardware, it means Valve is truly getting serious and actively wants to compete in the PC and console space. Valve is already offering some intriguing features when it comes to their hardware. SteamOS, playing any game from your Steam library anywhere, and a VR headset you can play non-VR games with, just to name a few. These are attractive offerings, but if you're Valve, you know that if you're going to competitively enter the hardware market, you need more. You need a heavy-hitting exclusive. And what better game to do it than Half-Life 3?
Is it really that time again?
After Half-Life Alyx's ending, there was renewed hope that Half-Life 3 was going to be made. It was not just a possibility, but an actual likelihood, with Half-Life Alyx setting up the beginning to a Half-Life 3. After a 13-year wait from Half-Life 2 Episode 2 to Half-Life Alyx, we had palpable hope. And now it's already been over 5 years and there's nothing new to report. Until now. Based on how much Valve is investing in this hardware to compete in the market, it is more likely than ever that Half-Life 3 exists and could be exclusive to Valve's platforms. There's a few reasons this game being released makes sense. First, let's talk about why the original Steam machine failed. They released the first Steam machine in 2015 and it pretty much flopped. In some ways it was ahead of its time, but one of the bigger problems was that the console ran on Linux, so supporting games to the console was extremely difficult. Thus, gamers did not want to buy it because it could not run all games. But, unlike most other companies in the market, Valve is making another PC-like console and is even boldly calling this new hardware by the same name, the Steam Machine. They are obviously confident, but I hope this means Valve has also learned from their past mistakes. When you're trying to launch a new console or a PC-like console, having exclusive games help attract gamers. So, right now, if they've invested all this time and money into making not just one piece of hardware, but 3, it would make the most sense that Valve is going to bring big, exclusive games that will help draw people to their console and ecosystem. Second, Half-Life 3 is one of the few games that would move Valve hardware easily and allow Valve to get a solid foothold in the hardware industry almost immediately, assuming the hardware is priced well. In the same way GTA 6 is going to create a huge amount of console sales, the same would be true here with Half-Life 3. And if you think Valve would not do exclusive games, think again. Half-Life Alyx released exclusively on the Valve Index, Valve's previous VR headset that was incredibly expensive. Not just anyone could afford the Index, but that did not stop Valve from keeping Half-Life Alyx exclusive. Third, the marketing alone from announcing Half-Life 3 would be priceless, so pairing that game announcement with Valve's hardware would cost nothing, yet result in substantially positive marketing for the Steam Machine, Steam Frame, and even the Steam Deck. And lastly, as I previously said in another video, Half-Life games are only made when Valve wants to showcase new technology, so what better time to make one than when new hardware is announced and launching? Given that the Steam Frame can play non-VR games, perhaps Half-Life 3 could launch with being both a VR and non-VR game depending on how you want to play. Or maybe the game takes advantage of the Steam Machine or Frame in other ways to create a unique experience in-game. Regardless, this is the point of my video. Everything is perfectly set up for Valve, they just need to deliver Half-Life 3. But what if they don't? What if the game simply does not come? Well, I believe this is the make or break point of Half-Life 3 being a reality. Between Steam and other means of revenue, Valve prints ungodly amounts of money, so they never have much of a reason to work on their own titles or deliver games like Half-Life 3. Valve makes games when they want to, not when they need to. In other words, it's very rare that they try to be competitive in the gaming market in the way that they're trying to be right now. In the current situation, they do have to try their best to ensure all this money they've invested into hardware is not wasted by competing poorly. Thus, Valve has never needed a game like Half-Life 3 more than it does now. Though they could always theoretically make another Half-Life game in the future, they'll never be in this type of position again where they quote-unquote need to make a Half-Life game. Remember, Half-Life Alyx was made at least partially because Valve wanted to showcase the Valve Index, and coincidentally, that was the last original game that was released by Valve. So, even though they make games when they want, they have made at least one Half-Life game that helps promote hardware. Given this, if Valve still does not release or even announce Half-Life 3 during this time when they need it most, then unfortunately, the idea of Half-Life 3 should be put to rest. It's a game people have been waiting on for close to 20 years, has been rumored constantly, and has been announced dead multiple times. If Valve truly chooses to not make a Half-Life game here to display all this hardware, then there's never going to be a situation where Valve needs to. If the Steam Machine and other hardware end up being niche or failing, then Valve likely won't return to making much hardware, so they'll not need to make a Half-Life 3 to push such hardware. On the other hand, if this is all a success for them and they don't end up releasing a Half-Life game, then the same is true. Valve is happy and successful and never needs to make a Half-Life game for any reason. This is the way Valve has been for a long time now. They no longer make games out of necessity, they make them when they simply want to. That's admirable in the current video game industry, and honestly, that's a huge reason why their games are so good. At the same time, it's a tough pill to swallow, especially when the story of Half-Life is incomplete. So, here's hoping Half-Life 3 does come and does complete that story, because at least for me, this is Half-Life 3's last chance to exist. If it does not come now, it never will. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.